been my biggest hindrance because I'm a kind of shy person ish, so like I'm not very open with people, or like I it's not easy for me to go up to people and be like, hey, I'm this and this, I'm doing so and so, would you like to work together?
I have had a lot of support from my parents because um, yeah, my mom is also an engineer in the same kind of field, so I kind of have her as my role model. But yeah, it has been. Hi guys, my name is Vanessa here. I am an energy access analyst working in the field of renewable energies and mainly connecting remote communities.
Hi, I'm Manu and I'm a fashion stylist and I own a styling brand called Styled by Miss Manu.
And this is Unveiled. So, as I said, I'm an energy access expert or analyst, and my job is mainly to connect or electrify off-grid communities. So I've been in this field for about 5 years now. I started actually as a chemical engineer with the option of like looking into energy transformation and basically renewable energies. But what really prompted me into looking at off-grid communities was the fact that I did work with an NGO back home in Cameroon, where the main aim of the NGO was to empower young women and women in general into engaging in sustainable activities, mainly sustainable and clean electrification, and also designing and producing leadership roles for themselves. And yeah, after that, it just became a long, long and interesting story until right now. So
Yeah, so I'm Manu and I'm a fashion stylist. I'm also doing an apprenticeship in events management. And I started, my journey officially started this year, um, because I've been always very interested in fashion and styling and looking good, aesthetics, everything. And yeah, so I think I've picked up interest since I was much younger because I feel like my fashion sense came from my parents because they always used to be stylish. And so that's why I feel like becoming a fashion stylist or styling people to make them look good, that's where like my passion birthed from. And yeah, so I've been officially doing it since this year, beginning of this year. Yeah.
well, I should say you look good.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
so you definitely chose the right path.
I'm glad to hear that.
But I find it interesting that your inspiration actually comes from your parents.
Yeah. So
Were any of them also like stylists or?
no, that's the funny part. Like they just did it to look good. And like I always see that people will like ask my parents, oh, like you look really nice, like where did you get it from and stuff like that. And I really like that when people are like where do you have this from, because they like it and they want to look the same, or like yeah, incorporate it into their style. So
You would say it flows in the blood.
I guess so. I don't know, they're probably not going to like this, but like now that they're a bit older, they have like kind of they have like kind of I mean, my dad is still trying, but my mom, like, I'm like, you're still young, why are you dressing the way that you're dressing now? So yeah, but yeah.
But they should be then very supportive of your goals and your passions and everything.
So that's where it's like a bit tricky because I feel like my parents, yes, they are quite supportive, but that's not something that they would like want necessarily that's like my main job. Like I can do it like as a side hustle or like as a hobby, but that shouldn't be my main
focus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I mean they're still Nigerian parents, so
of course. We know the deal with African parents if you're not a doctor.
Yeah, but I would say that they are quite supportive as long as it's making you happy, and eventually if it brings money, as long as it brings money, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. Like, I mean, personally, aside being what I am now, that's like my profession, I've also had quite a few like side hobbies, especially in the entertainment world. I've been a dancer for a large part of my life. And yeah, it's the same deal. Like, although parents are supportive, that's not actually what they want you to live off. Yeah. Also, but I agree, because as an African parent, it's kind of hard to see any vision in this kind of jobs, although it becomes very much, how would I say it, like worldwide, it becomes more accepted on a higher level, even in Africa, but it's not always the easiest things for our parents to kind of integrate and assimilate. So, but yeah, it's always nice to see that your parents are behind you. Yeah. Definitely. So yeah, my field, work in the field of engineering in the first place, and then renewable energies, which is not quite out there already in my country, and also as a lady, has been, I would say, quite challenging for me. But I would admit I have had a lot of support from my parents, because my mom is also an engineer in the same kind of field, so I kind of have her as my role model. But yeah, it has been a little bit, challenging sometimes to be either the only girl in the classroom, or even when I came here to Europe to further my master's, being the only Black person in the classroom. That was a little bit, you need to keep your focus on what you're actually coming here to do. And being in a culturally diverse area is it's definitely challenging, I wouldn't lie. And I would maybe an instance that pops in my head now is we had not an argument, it was a discussion in the classroom, and we were talking about a specific matter, which I wouldn't go into the details because it's a lot of science, but it has an adverse effect which caused a lot of death in my country. But the way it was presented by the professor was in a sense of it being a solution to global warming. So I came up with the discussion point of it being quite dangerous for the environment, although it could be perceived as a solution. And it prompted a little bit of exchange within my classmates. And there is this one particular guy who was totally, I would say, out there, and he invalidated all my points. And of course, it touches you at the personal level, because that's something that we've lived. So I was trying my best to make him understand that I am not talking about, imaginary things. This is something that happened. But yeah, the conversation didn't go quite as well. And apparently I was seen as being aggressive when happens. I didn't see it from the same point as other people, but that's the feedback that came to me. And at that point I was like, okay, how do you react in such situations where you are clearly talking about something that's real and that's tangible, but your opponent, because probably, I don't know, cultural differences, yes, but also historical differences, the fact that somebody has not lived through something, he cannot perceive the emotions that you're trying to communicate. So that's where I started minding my words and the way I say things, and actually acknowledging that I am not back home anymore. I am in a foreign area. I'm dealing with foreign people that have no idea of where I come from, or what is the living environment where I was, and of my history. So I cannot talk to them or address them as though we were living all together as a happy big family. So yeah, that's one thing I would kind of want to emphasize on, to be very aware of where you are and how to address people according to these factors. So, yeah.
Well, that's very interesting and sad at the same time, because I feel like being black in a could be in any space. It's always very very hard sometimes, and like you're just, although like normally if you are in the same field you should be sharing um the same mindsets or like the same vision, but even if you are in the same space, just because you are black, that just how do you say, like your visions don't align anymore, and I don't understand why it should be that way, because you're in the same field, because you share the same vision and the same mission. Doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of that has to deal with open-mindedness.
Yeah, that's true.
Open-mindedness.
Yeah.
Because you could have all the knowledge in the world that you want, but if you're not ready to like receive other people's perspective of a thing, because the world is not black and white. There are a lot of shades of grays in between, and it's not because something is true that it invalidates another point of view. So in being confronted to these socially diverse areas where people come from several backgrounds, and then it's just like a melting pot, you should be very open.
Yeah, definitely.
If not, you would definitely touch a lot of sensible areas for people, and yeah, it could result in not so good interactions. But unfortunately, yeah, being being black, being black is not always the easiest thing when you are in a Caucasian world, I would say. But yeah, we deal with it the way we can. So, but have you had any such interactions or anything, not even because you're black, but because of your points of views or something?
Since I'm very new to this field, no. So I haven't. But I feel like, I don't hope, but I feel like maybe if I get much deeper into the field, then maybe it could be that I might experience similar occasions as this, but for now, not.
Now you're lucky. And I don't wish that on you, but yeah, just really be open-minded, because people will come at you either way.
Yeah,
that's for sure. But yeah, just remember that it's not about you. Sometimes people come at you because of their own insecurities, you know. And in a lot of places, most especially in the work environments, there is a lot of competition, and it could be frustrating for people to see some foreigner coming to set its own spot where he doesn't belong, in quotes. So yeah, it could be challenging, and I guess in the entertainment world even worse, like in the stylists and things like that. So yeah, but just remember, it's not about you.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, I feel like, so this past months that I've like tried to um, establish myself as a fashion stylist have been my biggest hindrance because I'm a kind of shy person ish, so like I'm not very open with people, or like I it's not easy for me to go up to people and be like, hey, I'm this and this, I'm doing so and so, would you like to work together? And for me, like, I would really like want to come out of the space and be able to go up to people and like be able to market myself better, because I also don't want to be like in a place where I'm just stagnant and I'm not moving forward. Um, and I feel like, so my next biggest dream really would be, or like what I'm working on, is that I become more open and come out of this my shell, and go up to people and be like, hey, can I work with you? And also just to establish myself, but also like in return help people, because I feel like that's going to be a win-win situation for the both of us. And yeah, and once I've like established myself, being able to work with bigger brands or even influencers or something, and like become a name out there one day and be like, that styled by Miss Manu is something, and the people will be like, oh yeah, I know her from way back. And now she's this person, and she's this and this person's stylist. Like, that would be like something that I'm really looking forward to, and becoming this unstoppable person. Yeah.
Nice. Should I get your autograph now?
Just
in case.
Yeah. Why not? We should do that.
Nice.
What about you? What's your next biggest goal, your next biggest dream?
Yeah. So maybe to better understand my goal, I would just reiterate again on what is it that I'm doing. So in the sphere of off-grid electrification, my aim is really touching communities, because my aim has always to, especially communities in Africa, because I work mostly in Africa and Southern Asia. So giving back to the less fortunate, that has always been my aim. And in terms of my goals, I wish to impact more. I wish to impact more, although I am currently doing a lot, but it is under a shade of consultancy. So it's not it could be seen as a direct impact, but it's not a direct impact from myself. So personally, on a personal level, I wish to impact more in the sense of going deeper into the humanitarian sector, like actually working with humanitarian organizations like the UNHCR and stuff like that. And I am using the opportunity, because this is like a wonderful platform, to also raise awareness to every single type of genocide that's happening out there, and most especially the one in Congo, because this one affects me kind of on a personal level, due to the fact that right now I am working on a project there, and a few weeks ago or last week there has been a bombing in a shelter close to the city where I have a project in. And due to that, activities have had to stop and a lot of lives have been lost. And in such a situation, you ask yourself, what is it that you can do? Because at the level I am now, I cannot do much, because it's not in my name, it's in the name of my company. And I was like, I don't want to stop because my company is stopping. So what is it that I can do on a personal level to impact more in the humanitarian sense? And yeah, that has pushed me to think more into that area, into that direction, and to want to work more, as I said, with these humanitarian organizations, trying to actually find out what is it that these people need. Aside, we know that they need food and all the basic necessities, yes, but they also need like medical and psychological attention, because this crisis and these wars and these genocides, yeah, it does affect a lot of people on the mental level, on the physical level, on every possible level. So yeah, my aim now is to get involved personally. I would say not anymore just under the shade of a company I'm working for, but really finding out what is it that I can do more.
My final words would be really that whatever you want to do it. Like, just start. You might not have the full plan, you might not have like everything figured out, but just start and surround yourself with people that are in your corner and like will speak for you even when you're not there. And yeah, just start and have people around you that are supportive of what you do. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Manu_official, or you can follow my styling page called Styled by Miss Manu. And if you want a styling consultation, or you just want to get some inspiration or anything, just hit me up. You can send me a DM. And yes.
Well, I will definitely hit you up.
Yes.
So sign me up as your first client already.
I will.
Yeah. So yeah, I would definitely also jump on your word of advice, which is just start and actually apply it to myself because I am thinking how to reach my goal, but I have no clue. So I would use that. Thank you, Manu, and just literally start. And I think it's actually really great advice because we tend to always want to have everything figured out before we jump in, and we forget that it is our experiences that build us up. So even if you fail, that failure would bring like a hint of success to whatever it is that you're doing.
Definitely.
So we'll just start, Manu and I, we'll just do it. Just do it like Nike. And yeah, I mean, if you want to support me in impacting more on a personal level, as I said, for the regions in experiencing genocide right now, you can contact me on Instagram at Vichelle /8, like underscore. How do you say underscore? Underscore, right? Underscore 1. So Vichelle_1. And yeah, please subscribe, like, and comment. And we'll see you next time on Unveil.